The controversial fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson has sparked outrage, with many fans claiming it was rigged after a leaked script allegedly revealed how the fight was supposed to unfold. The outrage isn't just about the spectacle, it's about the massive amounts of money people bet, only to feel cheated when the fight didn't live up to expectations. Now, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are facing a lawsuit accusing them of orchestrating one of the biggest scams in recent boxing history. Seriously, what were they thinking? Fans eagerly waited 6 long months for what was promised to be a legendary match, only to be served a fiasco tainted by accusations of pre-planned drama. Sure, the hype was massive, but for what? To deliver a spectacle that left fans feeling robbed of their time, money, and trust. Millions of boxing fans are left questioning how 2 big names could reduce a highly anticipated event to an emotional and financial letdown. The Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight has left everyone scratching their heads. A script? Seriously? Like an actual written out plan? At first, it sounded too crazy to be true, but then again, the timing of everything just feels off. Jake fights 2 no-names, wins both, and then this happens? It's all starting to feel a little too calculated. And let's be honest, how do you plan to fix this mess? Because the damage is done. Fans are already losing faith, not just in you, but in the sport of boxing itself. Congratulations, you've managed to drag an entire sport down with you. Social media platform X has been on fire with this story. The leaked script surfaced days before the fight, and fans are furious. Millions of dollars poured into this so-called match, pay-per-view numbers soared, tickets sold out, and anticipation hit a fever pitch. And what did fans get in return? A spectacle so staged, even WWE fans are like, yeah, we've seen more convincing stuff. Jake Paul walked away with $4 million, Mike Tyson pocketed a cool $20 million, and the audience was left holding nothing. Just an empty promise of what could have been a legendary fight. And just when you thought things couldn't spiral further, the cherry on top, a leaked script. Yes, you heard that right, a detailed round-by-round breakdown that matched the fight exactly. Fans are furious, and lawsuits are already in motion, with many calling it a blatant case of false advertising. The motive? One thing and one thing only: money. Jake Paul's paycheck, massive. Mike Tyson's, even bigger. And the idea that Tyson, a legend in boxing, would agree to this. Heartbreaking. Round 1 rolls in, and for a split second you think, maybe this won't be a total train wreck. Tyson comes out with his signature bob and weave, giving fans a nostalgic glimpse of his glory days. Jake, on the other hand, is prancing around like he's Ali reincarnated. But then it all starts to unravel. Tyson's jabs are slow and awkward, almost like he's moving in slow motion. And Jake, he's less future of boxing and more just trying not to embarrass myself. By the end of the round, the question on everyone's mind wasn't who's going to win. It was, is this even real? Round 1 played out just as the script suggested. The bell rings, and Tyson comes out with flashes of his classic bob and weave style, stalking Paul with a hint of his old ferocity. Meanwhile, Jake keeps his distance, cautiously circling the ring. Tyson lands a few jabs, but Paul's youth and quick movement give him the upper hand. For a moment, it feels like we're about to witness a real contest, but the cracks in the illusion are already showing. Round 2 rolls in, and Tyson lands a left hook that ignites the crowd for a whole 5 seconds. Then the reality of the situation sets in. Tyson is visibly gassed, running on fumes by the middle of the round. Jake, on the other hand, is bouncing around with the energy of a teenager who just downed an energy drink, but it's more chaotic than effective. For a brief moment, Prime Tyson seems to resurface as he corners Paul and unleashes a thunderous left hook to the body, eliciting a collective gasp from the audience. But Paul, using his reach and youthful stamina, weathers the storm with ease. By round 3, the fight has officially descended into farce. Paul, riding high on an ego boost, lands a clean right cross that momentarily stuns Tyson. But any hopes of a comeback are dashed as Tyson's movements grow sluggish and uncoordinated, a far cry from his iconic precision. Meanwhile, Paul struts around the ring as if he's just taken down a prime heavyweight champion. It's cringeworthy for Tyson, for Paul, and most of all, for the sport of boxing. Fans didn't pay to watch a legend flail or a wannabe showboat. They paid for a fight and they didn't get one. The recent bout between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson has ignited a firestorm of controversy, leaving fans and critics questioning the integrity of the match. Allegations of a predetermined outcome have surfaced, with a purported leaked script detailing the fight's progression. This document, which circulated on social media prior to the event, outlined specific actions and outcomes for each round, leading many to suspect the fight was orchestrated exaggerated rather than genuine. Adding fuel to the fire, both fighters have been suspended for 24 days by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. This suspension, based on a rule mandating 3 days of rest for every round fought, prohibits them from any boxing activity during this period, according to the New York Post. The controversy doesn't end there. Tyson, at 58, faced significant health challenges leading up to the fight. He revealed that he almost died in June due to severe health issues, undergoing 8 blood transfusions and losing significant weight while recovering in the hospital, reported by news.com.au. Despite these challenges, the fight proceeded, raising ethical concerns about the decision to allow Tyson to compete. In the aftermath, fans and critics alike are left questioning the authenticity of the match and the motivations behind it. The combination of a leaked script, Tyson's health revelations, and the subsequent suspensions have cast a shadow over the event, leaving many to wonder about the true nature of this high-profile bout. Mike Tyson didn't even try to sugarcoat it. He flat out admitted, "I did it for my bills." Let that sink in. The man who once ruled the boxing world, reduced to participating in what many are calling a scripted spectacle, all just to cover his expenses. It's a tragic fall from grace for a legend whose name was once synonymous with dominance and fearlessness in the ring. Sure, Tyson walked away with $20 million, but at what cost? His legacy, his dignity. For fans who grew up idolizing him, it's heartbreaking to see a figure of his caliber stoop so low. The allure of a big paycheck may explain the decision, but it doesn't justify it. Watching someone of Tyson's stature be bought for a payday serves as a sobering reminder of how far the mighty can fall. It's not just disappointing, it's devastating. The recent boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson has ignited widespread controversy, with many fans alleging that the fight was scripted. A purported leaked script surfaced online, detailing round-by-round actions that closely mirrored the actual events of the bout. This has led to accusations of the fight being a premeditated spectacle rather than a genuine competition. Adding to the skepticism, the fight concluded with a unanimous decision in favor of Jake Paul, a result that some fans found unconvincing given Tyson's legendary status. The substantial financial gains for both fighters, Paul reportedly earning $40 million and Tyson $20 million, have further fueled claims that monetary incentives overshadowed the sport's integrity. Notably, Oscar De La Hoya, a former boxing champion and promoter, publicly accused the fight of being scripted, stating, "Everyone is talking about how staged this fight was, and I do believe it was scripted." According to sources at MMA Junkie, in response to these allegations, Jake Paul has denied any wrongdoing, asserting that the fight was legitimate and that his victory was earned through skill and preparation. Despite his defense, the controversy persists, casting a shadow over the event and prompting discussions about the authenticity of high-profile boxing matches involving celebrity figures. After the fight, the entire boxing community was buzzing, debating whether the event was just an elaborate cash grab. Then Jake Paul, in classic Jake fashion, had the nerve to say, "I didn't want to hurt Mike." Seriously, Jake, let's not act like this was some grand act of mercy. Jake Paul isn't a noble hero sparing the legend. He's a savvy businessman capitalizing on every bit of Tyson's legacy to line his own pockets. And Tyson, he wasn't under any illusions. He openly admitted why he took the fight. "I'm just fighting to take care of my bills. I don't have the stomach for this kind of thing anymore. I'm more conscious with my children and how they look at my appearance. I just don't have that ferocity. I'm not an animal anymore." When asked if he'd step back into the ring again, Tyson didn't hesitate. No. Imagine this. Mike Tyson, one of the most feared heavyweight champions in boxing history, reduced to playing a supporting role in Jake Paul's reality show masquerading as a boxing match. It's nothing short of tragic. The backlash was swift and brutal, and rightfully so. Boxing legends like Evander Holyfield and Buster Douglas didn't hold back their criticism. Holyfield pointed out the glaring issues with Tyson's balance and movement, calling it a far cry from the boxer he once was. Douglas was even more direct, slamming the fight as a blatant cash grab that disrespected the very foundation of boxing's integrity. For fans of the sport, it wasn't just disappointing, it was a slap in the face. The critics are absolutely right. Mike Tyson, once the most ferocious force in boxing, was reduced to a sluggish shell of his former self. Meanwhile, Jake Paul strutted around the ring as if he'd just revolutionized the sport. And let's not forget, Tyson himself tweeted over the summer that he had nearly died, losing half his blood and needing multiple transfusions just to recover. Knowing this and then watching his performance against Jake Paul, it was downright painful. For fans, the entire event felt like an insult. Pay-per-view outages and streaming failures on platforms like Netflix added fuel to the fire, turning an already disappointing fight into a logistical nightmare. Imagine paying top dollar for a thrilling match only to be met with buffering screens, or worse, a painfully underwhelming performance. It's the equivalent of ordering a gourmet meal and being handed a soggy fast food burger. And just when you think it couldn't get worse, the leaked script surfaced, making the whole debacle even more embarrassing. Fans didn't just feel let down, they felt outright duped. The fight played out exactly as the script had outlined, leaving little room to believe it was anything but choreographed. This wasn't boxing, it was WWE, without the entertainment value or pyrotechnics. Fans expected a battle for the ages and were handed a poorly executed farce instead. Social media, as expected, erupted after the fight. Memes mocking Jake Paul and Mike Tyson flooded every corner of the internet, with fans branding the event boxing's biggest joke. Platforms lit up with criticism, calling out both fighters for what many believe was nothing more than a glorified scripted exhibition. And then came the lawsuits. Furious bettors, who had put their hard-earned money into what they thought was a legitimate competition, are now seeking justice. Can you blame them? Millions of dollars were wagered on this so-called match, only for the outcome to feel as staged as a soap opera finale. Let's zoom out for a second. This fight wasn't just a disappointment. It was a glaring reflection of everything wrong with modern boxing. Jake Paul isn't a boxer, he's a brand. His fights rely more on theatrics and hype than genuine talent. Watching Tyson, a once dominant force in boxing, struggle in the ring wasn't inspiring. It was heartbreaking. The legend who once defined the sport now looked like he was fighting just to make it through the night. The leaked script, which surfaced just days before the fight, only confirmed what fans already suspected. The match played out almost exactly as the script outlined, and now social media platform X has dubbed it scripted. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson walked away with a combined $60 million, while fans were left with nothing but disappointment and regret. The harsh truth, this wasn't boxing, it was a scam. Fans don't ask for much. They want real competition, not a staged spectacle designed to exploit their loyalty. If this is the future of boxing, we might as well add theme music and choreographed dance routines, because the sport's integrity is already in shambles. When asked before the fight if he planned to knock Jake Paul out, Tyson said, "I think I'm going to hurt him." Well, that didn't happen. What did happen was a betrayal of the sport, the fans, and Tyson's own legacy. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson didn't just disappoint, they actively tarnished boxing's reputation, turning what could have been an epic clash into a parody. To the fans suing over this debacle, good luck, you deserve every penny back. To Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, congratulations, you've officially turned boxing into a circus. Hope the payday was worth it, because the sport will be cleaning up the mess you made for years to come.